Welcome back. In this episode, we talk about urgent and important. Execution killer number 7. Stay tuned.
Welcome to this edition of Peak Performers Podcast
with your host, Thor Conklin.
Thor will be sharing the necessary tools, strategies, and psychology you'll need to become a peak performer in any area of your life or business.
Thor Conklin here. We give you the tricks, the tips, the tools, the strategy, the technology, and the psychology peak performers use in order to get more done and execute at the highest level. If you know what to do but struggle with getting it all done, or simply want to raise your game to the next level, this podcast is for you. Sit back and enjoy. If you constantly find yourself doing the urgent, putting out the fires, taking care of that storm going on around you, but never taking care of the important things, well, this episode is for you. President Dwight D. Eisenhower, he came up with a famous matrix, the Eisenhower matrix, and he talked about urgent and important. Now, urgent, what is that? That means a task that requires immediate attention. The to-dos that shout, now, I've got to take care of it. It's got to be done. It's an employee with a major issue, a client with a major issue, a baby crying, something going on, the house on fire. Also, urgent. It's a reactive mode, right? It's somebody else putting their pressure, their deadline on us. Now, let's look at important. These are things that contribute to our long-term success, our mission, our values, our goals, those big projects that take time. We're in a proactive mode when we're working on these. And so often, the important things don't get done. Why? Because we're spending our entire day focused on the urgent. Have you ever gone through a day or a week or even a month and it's like, wow, I had so much done. I was so busy. It was crazy, but you got no movement on your long-term projects, those things that are really, really important to you. Why is this? We put it on our calendars, right? And then all of a sudden that phone call comes in, that employee comes in, something happens that takes us off our game, and we end up taking care of that emergency, that immediate urgent matter, instead of focusing on the important items. So how do we do this? Well, let me give you some of my strategies. One of the most important things that I do is my annual planning. I can tell you when this recording is being done, it's in July. I can tell you the days that I'm going to be doing my annual planning in December 2016. It is non-negotiable. I will be away. I will be working on my 2017 plan, and that's it. I will not have my phone on. I will not have my computer. I won't be doing emails except maybe at night. I am there, and I'm going to be focused for 4 days on my 2017 plan, period. This is an example of block time. More on block time to follow. Stephen Covey also came up with a matrix. I'm sure you've seen it before. It's the urgent and important, the urgent and the not important, the not urgent but important, the not urgent and not important. Now, how easy is it for the not urgent and important to end up urgent? We've all done this, right? All we have to do is keep delaying until one day it becomes what? Urgent and important, right? We've done that with exams in college. We've done that with projects at work. Think about how much you get done the week before you go on vacation. It's like, oh my goodness, I've got to get all this stuff done. And everything that you've been putting off, you just knock out. You become very effective. But what this does is it puts us under constant strain, constant pressure, constant stress. So many of you business leaders are waiting and just putting out fire after fire after fire, and everything becomes urgent and important. Your life will not get to the next level by making everything urgent and important. So, not urgent, but important. How do we get more of our stuff into this category? Well, it's simple. It's called block time. And when I say simple, it's simple, but it's not always easy to implement. So here, block time. What is it? You are scheduling time in your calendar that is a hard, fast time. It's just like an appointment that you have to leave the office for. You are going to work on projects, things that are long-term, that are important, but they're not quite urgent yet because they're still out into the future. Here's the best way that I know how to do block time. Turn off your computer, or at the very least, turn off the screen, put the laptop screen down, turn off all notifications so there's no sound and nothing to look at. 0. Now, if you have to work on the computer, everything else gets shut down except for one program. What I like to use my block time doing is writing with a pen and a piece of paper and writing down what I need to do. And then when I'm done with that, then I'll transfer it onto the computer. This eliminates the distractions. In the office, close the door and put a sign on it that reads, "In case of fire, evacuate the building. It's been great working with you. Do not come in." I found that to be pretty effective after training the employees that I mean it and I do not want to be disturbed. Think of me as not being in the office. I am not here. Door shut, I'm off premises, period. If the building catches on fire, I'll smell the smoke. Do not come in. It takes some training, but you've got to use this time efficiently and effectively, and you have to block out all distractions. It took me a while to be good at this, but you must become a master at this skill. If you don't block time to get done those longer projects and everything ends up being urgent and important, you will never be a world-class peak performer. You must learn how to master this skill. So, question of the day. Where have you been spending time, way too much time, on urgent items? Whether urgent and important or urgent and not important. Spend time on the things that are important, but do it before they become urgent. Are you using block time? Call to action. Schedule block time in your calendar. Start with 60 to 90 minutes of block time. Try it once a week, 2 times a week. Don't go crazy at first, but schedule that time and work on a project. Lock your door, shut off the computer, and work on that long-term project. I promise you'll feel great afterwards. And the good news is all those problems, all those firestorms will still be waiting for you. There's plenty of them. You're not going to miss out on anything. Thank you for listening. If you haven't already done so, please head over to iTunes and subscribe to the show. Also, please share this with family, friends, coworkers, or anyone that could benefit from this information. To make it very easy to share these episodes, simply go to my Facebook page, Thor Conklin, click on the episode that you want to share, and you can post it to your timeline. You just might be helping one of your friends on Facebook by sharing it on your page. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Thor Conklin. The website is thorconklin.com. The email is info@thorconklin. While at the website, please sign up for our weekly newsletter with additional tricks, tips, tools, and psychology on how to be a peak performer. Remember, these episodes are anywhere between 6 and 35 minutes and are meant to be consumed during dot time doing other things. Until tomorrow, have an absolutely amazing day.